This TFMR podcast is brought to you by your friends at JM Bullion. Visit jmbullion.com for all your gold and silver bullion needs. Welcome back to the TF Metals Report podcast highlights for the week of April 19th, 2021. Of course, a daily podcast summary, just one of the benefits you receive from being a member at TF Metals Report. We'd love to have you on the team. There is a lot going on in the precious metals these days, and we are trying to effect change and get a more fair price for everyone, not just investors, but mining companies, their employees, and really just simply de-lever the system and find a more fair and equitable pricing structure. We'll keep fighting that fight, and again, we hope to have you join us. Back on Monday, April the 19th, we began the week looking at a number of topics, but one of the things we discussed that day was the daily chart of COMEX Gold. All right, so what are the monkeys trying to accomplish? Well, this is pretty clear. I referenced this earlier. Very excited back in the first trading day of the year when we blasted higher, followed up the next day, and I thought, oh man, here we are, 1960. Look at that. We've broken out of that downtrend. The flag is broken. Then in 3 days, we went from 1970 all the way down to 1840. There's no manipulation there. If we went up $130 in 3 days, damn straight they'd think there was. But anyway, back above the red arrow a couple of weeks ago, which meant we were going to the purple. Went to the purple on Thursday, got through on Friday, and today's low when we got to 1767, bouncing off the purple arrow. So again, now the same thing holds true. If the purple arrow had been resistance, it should now be support. We've got to remember who we're fighting here and who's going to want to drive it back down below there and try to make another false breakout. So this will be the topic of discussion all week long. Will we be able to hold above that purple arrow through the week? Maybe dip below, but rally and close back above, that sort of thing. But watch those highs from earlier today, 1790, as we go through the week. That'll be a key level, both intraday and daily closing level, to see if we can get back up there. But it's not just all precious metals at TF Metals Report. We also follow the mining shares and look for opportunities. Maybe we can leverage some price gains into some fiat profits. We watch closely the ETFs and other indices to try to get a feel for where things are going. But sometimes you can look closer at some of the major companies, see if they're moving ahead of the broader market. That's what we did on Tuesday, April the 20th, when we looked at the charts of Franco-Nevada and of Newmont. Look at your last two charts. I mentioned Franco-Nevada and Newmont. Remember when we caught Franco-Nevada moving above its 50-day, breaking out of its bull flag? In the time since, it's up 10% in the last 3 weeks. But look at what it importantly did just a few days ago. After finding resistance at its 200-day, it broke through, held it, and now, again, highest daily close since November the 9th. You can look across. You can see that for yourself. Actually, November the 6th, I guess. Regardless, if Franco-Nevada is above its 200-day, then the GDX is headed there. Check out Newmont. Same thing. Broke out of its bull flag, broke above its 50-day, even battled around with its 200-day in March and in April, but now it's surged through its 200-day, also at its highest daily close since November 9th. It, too, looks like it wants to go higher. So if Franco-Nevada and Newmont are breaking above their 200-day, how long can it be before the GDX? I don't know. If you were an aggressive trader, would you look at some GDX calls? If you're an aggressive trader, you probably would. Main thing is, though, now we have some clear targets. In Franco-Nevada, you can see that red line. That's our target. I closed that chart, so I can't pull it up. But on Newmont, 68, maybe even 69. We're at 66. We're the highest daily close, multi-year highest daily close in Newmont is back there on about the 1st or 2nd of August at what? 70 and a quarter, 70 and a half. What's this chart going to look like after Newmont reports earnings? Gold is surging to 1820, 1850, 1880, and Newmont blows through there and starts trading well into the 70s. Do you want to buy it then? I don't think you'll be able to grab onto the handles of the train car at that point. It'll be moving too fast. On Wednesday, our thoughts turned to silver and noticed how price seemingly had finally broken above the 50-day moving average. We knew this was going to be a focus for the rest of the week, and boy, oh boy, by the time we got to Friday, was it ever the focus. But back on Wednesday the 21st, things were looking pretty good as price finally surged well above that key technical indicator. Just two more charts. Here's your intraday of silver for the last 3 or 4 days. The red line that's gradually sloping lower is about where the 50-day moving average has been over the course of these 4 days. And again, get above it back on Friday and smash. Try to get it above again, smash. Briefly over it on Monday, smash. Butting up against it all day yesterday, smash. Get over it this morning, smash. Get over it again about 8 o'clock this morning, smash. But that time what had been resistance became support. And then once we got through to higher highs versus that previous peak this morning, got 26, 25, and 30, the thing kind of built on itself and we just exploded to 26.50. Now we are well above, 55 cents above the 50-day moving average. I think we've taken it out for good. You know how important that is in terms of, keep explaining this almost every day. I know we talked about it again yesterday. Being above the 50-day moving average in its most basic terms means the algos are set to buy the dip rather than sell the rally. You look on the daily chart, look at all these positives. The double bottom back in September and late November, holding 24 a month ago. And now not only breaking the downtrend line from that first silver squeeze attempt, but now busting through finally the 50-day, where you can see for yourself what's next. Clearly 27 is a key level. You want to watch something for the next 2 days? Give me a Friday close north of 27. You could see, it's plain. I'm not going to draw a line on here because I'm going to let you find it for yourself. Look at the value of 27 as support in August and September. The value of it as support in the month of February. As long as you're above there, man, you're talking 28, 29, even 30. If you follow the precious metals, then you likely know that movements in the dollar index and the long-term trend up or down in the dollar index can provide either a headwind or a tailwind on a daily and a weekly basis for the precious metals. Well, on Thursday, April 22nd, we had a lengthy discussion of the dollar index and what looked to be a breakdown in the dollar index chart and what that could mean in the weeks to come. And then finally to the pig. Looks like we're coming up to a little bit of a moment of truth here. There's this trend line down from when we caught that high with the RSI up near 72 back at the end of March. But we're finding support at 91, which, again, we've only been talking about that for months, right? Again, last Friday, we said, okay, we're under 92. Now we've got to see what happens at 91. And again, pull up your own weekly chart or go back and look at Friday's podcast. Look at the weekly chart. And you'll see why 91 is important. But look at that trend line. Wedging up against 91 by what? Well, I don't know. If I drew it accurately, wedging up there by Tuesday, if not Wednesday. And what's Wednesday? Oh, yeah, that's the FOMC. Well, let's just see what happens tomorrow. But clearly, the dollar index is finding support at 91 as you'd expect. If it can close below 91 tomorrow, that will get my attention. And on Friday, April 23rd, unfortunately, we witnessed some of the most egregious, overt price manipulation we've seen in quite a while. It's not surprising if you're a regular listener to these podcasts or if you're a member at TFMR, because what we do is not technical analysis. We do manipulation analysis. We know why the banks do what they do. In COMEX Gold, price was ready to break out and post a weekly close above the important 1780 level. After trading as high as 1795, it was jammed all the way back to 1770. And even with a sharply falling dollar down more than 50 cents on the day, was not allowed to get back above that level by the time we closed. It was even more egregious in COMEX Silver. A weekly close above the 50-day moving average would be extremely important from a technical standpoint. That 50-day moving average is at 26.045 today. Price got to 26.40 and was jammed all the way back down below 26. And here in the afternoon on Friday, even with the dollar continuing to sell off, the banks have had their thumb on silver and appear intent upon keeping price below that 50-day moving average with a last of 26.03. How about that? But we'll live to fight another day. Next week is going to be very interesting. And, of course, we encourage you, if possible, and if it fits into your investment plans, please buy yourself some physical silver. The only way we will ever beat the banks is to take the metal out of their hands and force a deleveraging of the system. So please join us in that fight if that's something that you can afford to do, or if physical silver fits into your investment portfolio. Only a decision you can make. Anyway, if you want more information on the precious metals, of course, join us at TF Metals Report. A subscription, of course, only $15 a month, and we'd love to have you on the team. Have a great weekend. Thank you for listening to the TF Metals Report podcast highlights.